everybody. I don't like the smell of burnt diff fluid, but my nose is full of it. I got a lot of updates since the last time we got working on the car. Mess. I gotta clean my mess. So, let's take a peek at what's happened since the last time we all got together. Well, here's my mess. I'm gonna find my phone mount. We can all laugh and say, haha, Keish made a mess. Because Uncle Keish does that, right? Anyways, here we are, attached to the phone, and I can extend the legs here. In case you're wondering what we're looking at here, this is the rear diff. Hold on. Tight, loose, straight again. Clearly, my neighbors who've gotten a new car are off to some sort of a dance or something, because I don't know why people would wear this type of outfit on a casual day. But that's all fine and dandy. I'm just here to show that I've made a mess. Alright, a little shorter here. Alright, I think that's about as good as we can get it. So as I was previously saying, I've made a mess. And I'm attempting to clean said mess. So, here we are. My nose really doesn't like the smell, but I should have thought about that before I accidentally laid the diff sideways and made this mess. Well, let's pick it up and move it slightly. Oh my god, that's so bad. I've made a boo-boo. Yeah. I mean, at least it's the right viscosity, this weird dark gelatinous almost. Anyways, this is not why we're here today. As this soaks up and we deal with the consequences of my stupidity, we're actually going back inside the car. Now, update. There's nothing left in the rear end. The rear subframe, the rear diff, the rear suspension is all out. All that's left is a hole, a cable where the brake fluid used to go, the ABS sensor, and the end of the parking brake. The parking brake goes there, through the bottom of the chassis, comes up through the floor, into this T-junction, into the end of the handbrake. So, pretty nice to see it all laid out like that. Previously, we took the rear seat out, but we've made a little more progress. We have started to take the steering wheel off. All I have done up till this point is taken the airbag out, because playing explodey bits is not my favorite, and apparently I have to get in there and pull like hell, and I'm hoping roughly 400 pounds of pressure is good enough. Anyways, my nose really doesn't like this smell. So now we have our fresh rear diff that came from a donor car. Same with our transmission that came from a healthy donor car. We have our front subframe that came from this car. We have our rear subframe, which is actually not in terrible condition. I'm going to clean it up and send it for stripping and powder coating. Unless I decide to do it with this rear subframe instead, because the rear diff actually is in great condition for the donor one that I got. It also has used on. This is what it looks like at the connection. What it is that kept it on in the first place, I'm not sure, because it actually came out quite nicely for the one that I got here, but maybe this is going to be a case of put it on its side, stand on it, and pull like hell and hope for the best. I don't know yet. Anyways, we have the usual suspects. All of the front suspension now is also out. All we got left is the axle connected to our transmission. Clearly I'm getting ready to do some work in the garden, but can't be bothered, too busy. I got some goodies from Japan, so I'm gonna try and hold this stuff secret the best I can until we're putting the car back together, which it still has to be taken apart first. Sitting pretty, driven a little bit. Took it to Wagon Fest. Took them both to Wagon Fest. Unfortunately, we all know that this one is in a little more rough shape. The accident, when it happened under the previous ownership, was actually on this side. However, I have a feeling, based off of the fitment of the headlights, that this side, which is sunken in a bit, is actually the problem child. So I'm gonna let the professionals handle that, because genuinely we can say that I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to body work. And we'll take you back to this side, where I'm gonna try not to trip and die. Radiator fans will need to be replaced, because that one's got broken blades. And I'll probably try and do something a little bit thinner, because this is supposed to fit in the car again, so long as the fans are thinner, because I got a shroud adapter from Iowire, which should help it all fit. This is back here because my feet will firmly be planted there, firmly grasp it. I'm going to try not to hurt myself, and basically I'm going to be pulling like hell on the steering wheel, hoping that it comes loose. And really, it's going to be a matter of planting my feet down there, holding on to that, arms at full extension, and push with my legs to see if anything happens. Trying to figure out where to set you guys. Maybe I'll put it at the reverse angle, where you guys can take a peek and see me. So I will go around to the other side, and we can set it all up and see what happens. These are not my wheels. Don't get any ideas. I'm just trying to hold on for my buddy. This is actually a pretty good angle. It'll make for some amusing watching later on. And so nobody judge me, because I'm just figuring it out as we go. That's okay, you can judge me, I don't care. Perfect, okay. Alright, well, now, maybe I'll just walk through each on the other side here. More light is better. I did recently go through and fix the lights in the garage, so it's a little easier to see in here. Yeah. Hello, camera. All right. Let's see. Ooh, this is actually quite nice. Okay. Okay, let's loosen this. Bring it down. Firmly grasp it. Nope. Okay. Wow, what a view. Okay, let's do it again. Oh, it's really stuck on there. If it's something really stupid that I'm forgetting, nobody tell me. Anyways, for those of you who aren't aware, this is a very delicate operation because if I mess this up and I allow the steering wheel to spin more than one rotation, there's something called a clock spring inside, which tells your indicator that you are where you're supposed to be. And shoot, I need to get the key. That also won't work if I don't, if I actually mess this up. So basically what the clock spring is a spring that's attached to the inside of the car, where the inside of the steering wheel, more accurately, and it is responsible for telling the car which direction we're pointed in and how far we've rotated. The reason why this is important is because without the clock spring knowing where it is, there it is. Okay, so turning, turn, come back, and it's come back. All right, let's go the other way. Turn, come back. It's turned off. So this is center. We know this is center because it does that. If we over rotate and we ruin the spring, there's basically a coiled up cord inside which dictates all of the electronics attached to the steering wheel. The airbag, the turn signals, the wipers, the horn. And if any of that is rotated or over rotated, it will basically make the sensors that make this all accurate null and void. And so then you won't have accurate controls here. Your car is going to be confused and it's going to throw up all sorts of error codes. I've never done this before. I've said that several times here. We all know this. Do I feel like an idiot sometimes? Yeah. But I'm also really enjoying this, so I'm just gonna try to not overthink it and just keep going. Okay. What's the point of going to the gym if I can't even do this? Just kidding, don't answer that. What else can I do here? Because this whole thing is supposed to slide out. Or at least come loose. Okay. I've probably skipped a step that I shouldn't have, because that seems logical. However, let's just continue to give it some pressure. Nope. Well, thankfully there's no airbag to explode. When I disconnected the steering rack from the steering column, which is then connected to the steering wheel, this is now free to rotate without inhibition, because there's no longer a mechanism down there that tells the wheels that they need to point in any particular direction. Is this something that I need to do for what I'm doing overall? No. Why am I doing it then? Because if I do this successfully, the steering wheel will be able to go on that car. And if I put the steering wheel on that car, then it's going to be smaller, easier to turn, more comfortable, more sporty. And for my wife, who's delicate and petite, she's not that delicate, she's awesome, plenty strong, but it will make her life easier when she's driving the car once it's all done. And truly all I care about is making her life easier and more fun. And I think doing this to her car will do all of the above. There will be a point at which we get professionals involved, because not all stunts are meant to be done on your own. We're not all Jackie Chan, you know? I love that guy. It is literally not budging at all. This makes me feel like I've forgotten something significant. And I don't like the way that feels. Oh! It worked. I didn't expect that to happen. It worked. Now I'm scared. Okay, well, the next thing to do is loosen the nut. Okay, gently pull. Let the wires come out. Okay, don't touch. Okay, well, that worked. I'm shocked. This is awesome. I'm very excited now. That was unexpected. 10 bajillion%. What is fantastic about this is that the cruise control module here is still there. That car has cruise control. So this is compatible with that. It'll just plug right up. The other awesome, and so actually, I'm gonna pause there. I don't know 100% if this bracket that is connected to the cruise control module is compatible with that car. So when we're in that car, we'll take care of this. However, this part of it is done, and the clock spring did not come out of this car, which means it's still intact. From what I remember, this clock spring and this steering wheel are compatible. That clock spring and this steering wheel is compatible, but I cannot put this clock spring in that car. And so, I'm gonna just leave it in here for now. I may tape it so it doesn't rotate. But the reality is, now that the car is on, we can do this, and bring it back. And you saw this just came back. So I'm going to go this way, come back a little further. You hear the click, and it brings it back. So that's the clock spring done. The clamshell, I believe this is called. I'm going to leave it for now. If I can swap it into that car without too many modifications, I'm going to try. Holy cow. I didn't expect this to happen that easily from how stuck it felt. But something is flapping. I don't like the sound of flapping. Oh, it's just the screws here. So there's some screws here that are T30 Torx bolts, and they're responsible for holding the airbag in place. Those were loosened through these side holes here and here on the side to let the airbag out. Then these two clips, one is attached here to the steering wheel, the other is attached here to the airbag, had to be undone. The airbag came out, and then we were able to reverse the whole process. Now I'm scared. I know it's not broken, it didn't rotate, it's still doing its function. I'm almost tempted to lock it. The steering wheel shaft is actually freely rotatable, which I also don't like, but at this point it doesn't matter because it's not attached to the clock spring, so it will not impact what is happening. Will I take that car to somebody else and have them put this on? I don't know about that. I don't believe I will. However, I haven't decided. I could just park it with the wheels pointed straight, unplug the battery, turn the car off, drain the battery, or drain whatever current is left, which is about half an hour, 20 minutes to an hour, a half hour, pressing the brake pedal a ton of times, basically discharging any power that's left, and then doing exactly this process to that car. That car's had power more recently than this one has, in which case the risk of the airbag going off while doing this is there, because the sensor is sensitive and it'll recognize the fact that I'm jostling and fighting it as much as I did to get this off. However, it is kind of a necessary evil if we want to do the steering wheel swap, and I really want to do the swap. We'll do a couple measurements here. So let me hop out of the car and take you with me, and we can go and start that part. This should be a hard day. I feel very sore. All right, so let's walk over to my car, place it down here. I might lose connection out here because The reception isn't great, but we're doing it. You're coming with me. Welcome to my car. Let's not fall. Okay, there we are. Now, I can't tell what you can see. All right, and we're back. All right, I'm gonna actually shrink my legs real quick. Bear with me. That way I can pack it all up and show you what I'm about to do. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. There we go. And hello, one more. Gotta shrink these legs. Okay. Now, here we are. Here's the car. At an angle here. Sorry about that. So, steering wheel width is, I'd say 15.5 inches here. Feel-wise, it's roughly the same size. However, just the overall feel of it is a lot easier to grip and hold. The width here, it's actually exactly 15, so half an inch smaller, top to bottom. It doesn't seem like a perfect circle to me, but maybe it is. So this is also 15 inches, top to bottom here. It's actually 15.5. So it's a little bit smaller. From what it feels like in my hand, it's a little bit more shallow as well. Plus you get the super cool Momo decal, and so this is not, I mean, it'll look exactly like this because the interior of the car is the same, except for she's got a pretty cool mat over the top. She's got a cool mat over her dash, which I should probably invest in so this one doesn't crack, but it's already got these weird wrinkles in it, which I don't know how to repair. I'm not really even sure why it did this in the first place. And I don't even know if they do reproduction dashes. Though I know I can probably buy one off of a WRX 2.5 RS and swap it all in here. I could also opt to swap for the black center console at that time. But for now, we're gonna just leave it as is, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna leave it there for today because I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I really wanted to get the steering wheel off and get that while you guys are here with me. And so I appreciate the fact that you've joined and seen my surprised face, because genuinely I did not expect it to work. Anyways, have a great day. Talk to you next time. Bye.